Let's do more research not get screamed at. Alright, last deck of the day. Esper Hero. So what do we got going on here? So we have Hero of the Precinct One is kind of the staple of what we have going on here. It's a 2/2 that makes a 1/1 every time you play a multicolor card. And then we've got an Surveil sub-theme going on with Disinformation Campaign, as well as Bell-Haunt and a couple of Doom Whispers and Absolution as other win conditions. Seems interesting. Let's go ahead and dive in here. Can I build my version of Abs and Angels off stream? Yeah, actually, for very reasonable donations, for a $25 donation, you can submit just a deck idea or a couple of cards, and I will build the deck off stream, and it'll get added to my queue, and wait till it gets to the top to get played. So, if you would like to submit an idea, it's only 25 USD. You can find all the details on how my deck queue works here. I'm gonna bottom the Wrath in the Dark. Yeah, with Hero in my opener, bottoming Wrath seems fine. And one of the things too, like, people are talking about Absorb and Kaya's Wrath. Like, Absorb isn't a card that you have to play on 2, right? So, Hero's a little bit squishy against control decks, but Disinformation Campaign is excellent against control decks. So a little bit of give and take there. Jeskai Control got cut by this one for the last deck of the day, so Jeskai Control will stay in the queue and likely be up tomorrow. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and Discovery here. We'll ideally hit the land and then replay the campaign. Perfect, I'm gonna keep both of these. What's the strongest control deck? Well, Bant Fog isn't really a control deck so much as Bant Fog is a combo deck. Haven't been super impressed with Bant Fog. Jeskai Control is probably the best remaining configuration, but we haven't played that on stream yet, so I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, that's a good one. So I'm actually going to go ahead and hold this land in my hand here, so that way if my opponent picks this up and replays it, I can discard the land rather than a spell. Also works in the event of that. Hallowed Fountain is also a new card for Jeskai Control. You can find my preferred Jeskai Control on my website. Hey, Gimel, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So I can't cast the Absorb, so I think that's the bin here. He says as he draws the card to cast the Absorb. Bell-Haunt's bigger, and, like, gaining life's a big deal. Again, going to continue holding this land in case they campaign me again. They could have Ritual of Soot in their deck. If they had that, they probably would have played it already, though. The Eldest Reborn, you got me. I mean, they think we discard a land too. There is a Grixis Dragons deck that you can find on my website. That's pretty controlling. Pretty big fan of that build. Yeah, hero going unchecked is very young Pyromancer-esque. It's very powerful. Alright, so now we take the last card out of their hand. I haven't watched live in a while, time zone, but I'm enjoying your stuff elsewhere. Thanks for the support, Leighton. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying this new standard format as much as I am. A lot of stuff in the sideboard for this matchup, it looks like. $65 cards. It's a lot of cards. Absolution probably isn't very good here. Do you think this is too much removal? Is six removal spells too much? I guess this kills campaign, which is relevant. How do I feel about trimming absorb? I guess stroke's kind of clunky here. Yeah, I'm not going to board in stroke, duress, and negate. I'm going to trim a contempt. I like this, I think. What do we think of this? You think I want to drop Bell-Haunt? I don't think so. Bell-Haunt's a threat that doesn't die to Ritualist Soot. I need a way to actually kill them. And it's a 2-for-1 if they spend a removal spell on it. Like, curving campaign into Bell-Haunt seems real good. This hand needs a white source, but I've got Discovery to dig deep. Alright, I think I just take this. Awkward. Getting our Discovery quenched was real bad for us. Is Wizard Retort better than Quench and Mono Blue? Yeah, probably by a lot. There's 17 white in this deck. Yeah, it's probably fine. Magic happens sometimes. You can find my preferred configuration of Mono Blue tempo on my website as well. I updated all those deck lists yesterday, so they're Sunday, so they're current for the existing format. What's going on to Freaky? Sure. What if I just hit you over and over and over again? Just took all of your toys. Alright, white swords, please. Rude. No, you need to go to, if you're talking about the mono blue deck on my website that I just referenced, you want to go to standard decks and then mono blue tempo. And the opponent's name is Teen Girl Squad. Would Hero be better if it was multicolored? Yeah, probably. It'd be playable in less shells, though, if you had to, like, pair a specific second color with it. I mean, it could be split mana cost, to be fair. I think I want to just do this now. Maybe I'm supposed to play hero first to get a trigger off of this. Hitting my land drop there feels good, though. That's an absurd draw. Take your spell you're close to casting, then the redundant removal spell. This game should be pretty done. They need to hit like land plus cry here, and even then the rest of their hand's gonna be so chewed up. Probably gonna hold back on this one. I don't know, we'll see. I guess if they start making land drops towards this, I want to play this. That way it's not stuck in my hand. So, like, one of the things people don't realize when they're calculating costs and talking about, like, greed versus not, is that, sure, while Absorb costs 3 mana, you don't have to cast Absorb on 3. We have tons of other stuff to be doing in this deck on turn 3. If you don't have mana for Absorb until turn 5, it's probably not that big of a deal in a lot of the games that you're playing. So you need to not just consider the casting cost of a spell for when you want to cast it, but also what turn do you meaningfully need to cast it by for that spell to still be relevant. Sure. This isn't like a control deck where like absorbs are only turn 3 play, right? Like we've got a lot of turn 3 plays. I think Terramander is better than Night Veil Spray. I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to judge, really. Does a deck donation buy a specific number of matches? It buys a specific number of stream time, and those questions and more can all be answered on my deck submission page here. bit.ly/Google-sellout. These questions and so much more. I'm gonna concede if they Kaya's Wrath us here, because I just have too many cards that aren't good against control. Ooh. Ooh. Found a piece of candy. Bunny Killer with the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for shipping that my way this month. I'm actually going to go ahead and attack with both of these since I drew another one, because if they settle me, I'm okay with that. Do I want to play another hero out into a potential sweeper here? I don't think that I do. I think 2 is enough when they're at 12. Because they didn't have the sweeper last turn, but there's because they didn't settle, that tells me they're going to Chemister's Insight, which means they're more likely to have a sweeper the following turn, because you're seeing 3 new cards. Yeah. Would like to hit a land here. Perfect, so I can play the campaign plus the hero. I don't know that I believe that this card is good. I guess they took it there, but like, this card is like, the fact that it has to exile a creature from your opponent's graveyard makes it a lot worse than it could otherwise be. I mean, the rest of our cards aren't very good in this matchup either. Like, this effect is, like, only really good against control, and against control, it's, like, they don't have enough creatures to make tokens with it. What set did I start playing in? I started playing with, Odyssey. Apocalypse Odyssey somewhere in there. This is a good draw. I'm gonna be really impressed if we win this game, because we've drawn so many cards that are bad in this matchup. Yeah, I guess extras, but like that having your 6 mana card be your play that's good against aggro sounds really rancid.
This isn't a fight. You know what? I'm not done yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd rather have the Immortal Sun because like I want that type of effect to be good against control. I guys have to try and kill them here. This Teferi's probably gonna run away with the game.
Let's skip to the good part.
So my website doesn't contain decks that I am currently playing on stream. My website contains decks that I've played in the past under the video section.
There is great power in
So you can find this current deck list on your stream via the Stream Decker widget. You can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Wow, we might actually steal this game. That is an absurd draw. They've got a lot of cards.
No time for a break.
Yeah, the Hero's been really impressive. It's run away with games very consistently. So they need Settle plus a counter here. I guess they could also have Contempt plus a counter. That's probably. Oh wait. Yeah, found the line. We did it. Look at that. We used every bit of Buffalo there. Man, it feels good to get to use the cards that are otherwise dead as something useful. Seems fine, similar to how we boarded against the last control deck. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this card, I think. This card seems so mediocre. It's just so expensive for what it does. And like, that card's only good in this deck if we have Hero going. And if we have Hero going, we're probably winning. Maybe Stroke is better, I don't know. A Doom Whisper helps enable the Surveil, which is nice. Although I wouldn't hate some Seraphs in here. Definitely a big fan of that card. The cast down saved me by killing the creature that they were trying to contempt. And if you kill the creature they're trying to contempt, they don't gain 2 life. I think I'm supposed to do this before I hero. Try and clear the way. God, that's super punished. Man, that's brutal. Just like be conservative and get punched for it. That's fine. I already have double white, right? Yeah. I think I just jam here. Basically just have to get through it. Someone mentioned Stroke being better than Mortify. That's a very real possibility here. These would definitely look better if they were. Stroke. Yep, sign me up. The 3 most impressive cards for the new format. Those are some easy picks. They're Theater of Horrors, Growth Chamber Guardian, and something else. Growth Chamber Guardian and Judy. Yeah, Judy. 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 There are a lot of good cards in the set. Those are probably my picks for the favorite. I think I just have to hold up the Absorb here. Maybe I should have let that resolve and mortified it. Yeah, I should have mortified that. Yeah, just getting super punished here. Let's draw Thought Erasure, please. Or negate. Yeah, we're probably dead because of that mistake. Like one shot at Vraska's Contempt here before we just get buried unconditionally.
You know what? I'm not.
We played a black-red aggro deck on stream. That's on my website. That Theater felt really good in. We've also played some Mardu aggro that it seemed reasonable in. Yeah, I think these should be strokes. I don't know. I guess the fact that they have Thief makes Mortify a lot better. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. I'm just upset with my sequencing. Definitely should have mortified instead of absorbed the what's it called? Almost lost one of my swords. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, SCTR. Welcome back. I appreciate it. No, I already played a land for the turn, Pinky. I missed my land drop on 6. Jen Rand, thank you very much for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Yikes. Can I keep this? They're a control deck. I'm gonna keep this. This may be a little bit loose. Land, please. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. No, if you just don't pick up Planeswalker Portal, Berluski, it doesn't. It changes every time. It's an arena thing. Loving the stream, and you got me back into Magic with Arena Awesome, Zan, man. Thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back.
Anyone would be so foolish as to face me.
So here, I definitely just go Hero into Thought Erasure, right? That was a great draw. Their Planeswalker build of Esper is interesting. So I'm just gonna take their Thief of Sanity away here. I am in for a 5th land for sure. This does let them Thought Erasure my Disinformation Campaign, but I think I'm fine with that. I mean, so, and this is something new Magic players, and even some existing Magic players seem to have forgotten, is that new sets and new formats always favor the red deck, people. The red decks are the easiest decks to build. They're the most straightforward. They're a deck where you can look at it and go, oh, these are the cards that go together. The interactive decks are much, much harder to figure out which pieces line up well where. Yeah, I agree, Garden Variety Troll. This is definitely like kind of a golden era for Magic content. All right, easy pick. Yeah, that can stay right there. Worth noting here, they can't cast Kaya's Wrath, which is nice. Dovin Bond doing his best Lingering Souls impersonation this game. I mean, it's not strictly worse than Lingering Souls. It did gain them 3. So it's just different. Duress is a great draw because it lets me stick Doom Whisperer this turn, hopefully. Hopefully they sabotage this, yeah. Them sabotaging this is good for me. So, there's actually a 4-color Hero of Precinct deck in the queue that has heroic reinforcements. It's everything but green. It looks really sweet. Pick your favorite. Alright, let's cast Vamp Tutor here, shall we? We're looking for, like, Absorb or Negate, right? I wonder if they have a Negate in their hand.
I'm known for my excellent type.
Really? Okay, I guess that makes sense, since they know I have this Contempt. Do I keep this other hero on top? It doesn't really do anything, right? 1 more month for my night ship. Pastor, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I keep this here? I think I keep that and just hope there's a land under it. Haggins, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. This can steal this game real hard. I guess it doesn't. It's not good against Kaya's Wrath. They are drawing a lot of cards. Hero into Dovin is pretty sweet. I agree. That's perfect, actually. Trigger. So this is going to make me discard a card. So I probably don't want to play into Absorb, and I want to keep a card in my hand to protect Chromium next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and pass here. Yep. Yep. I wonder if I messed up here. I think I messed up, right? I think I was supposed to... No, that doesn't do anything. I kind of get got regardless here.
Sorry I'm late.
So if I go to protect this, they contempt it. But if that happens, then my hero gets to kill their Teferi. So I think that's a winning line for me. We're kind of in a tough spot here regardless. We need to hit a multicolored spell, yeah. And then they get to Eldritch Reborn back here. Shouldn't have punted. I messed up my sequencing in the second game. Let's make one small change here. At least this enchantment is silly. Let's get rid of this. Where's Miguel? I really like Seraph of the Scales. Can I fit a couple of these in here? Kinda want to fit a couple of these in here. We got a lot of 4s. Now, I think Bell-Haunt is good. I definitely want Bell-Haunt. Can I board the Wraths? I know I'm like a little bit biased to just like played against a bunch of creature decks, but like I have like Bell-Haunt and a bunch of removal spells. Do I need Wrath in the main? If I just like slide these into the board. Cry and Wrath, that's a lot of sweepers. I'll split those 2-2. I don't know why there's this many Disdainful Strokes. Immortal Sun could be okay. I don't know. Like, Immortal Sun's just expensive. Like, Immortal Sun's probably better than that 6-mana enchantment I just cut, but, like, I don't think it's good. The Bant Walls list was sweet today. Felt really good. I'm gonna give this a go. No, I'm not going to trip some of the Mortifies. I really like Mortify. It's a great card to have. I could see Thief being okay if we wanted more threats out of the sideboard. Like, Thought Erasure into Thief is still pretty good. I mentioned during sideboarding, Delver. I meant for game 2, maybe I should have swapped them for the Disdainful Strokes that were in the sideboard. Definitely don't want Disdainful Stroke in my main deck. It's fine. It needs another land, but like Thought Erasure helps us find another land. Seraph looks better in this opener than Kaya's Wrath or the enchantment would. This deck any good in best of 1? Maybe. I don't know. It's probably not terrible. Bell-Haunt's pretty good against aggro. Alright, so Search for Azcanta is their engine card, but I have a Mortify for that. I think I just take their Growth Spiral here, right? Think I'm supposed to keep that. Gives me 3 looks at the land next turn instead of 1. I mean, I do have a turn 3 play though. Extras. My turn 3 play would have been Mortify their Search for Azcanta. And this makes me more likely to find 2 lands, right? Beep beep. Zap. Zoop zoop. Bant Flash is my favorite deck I've been playing this expansion. You can find a whole bunch of decks that I love, though, on my website here. Click Standard Decks. Basically, every archetype you could imagine is up there with something sweet. So this puts them to 9, and then Seraph puts Lethal in play. Yeah, this is really more of a mid-range deck, Gorks. We've been playing for about half an hour, so we got a little bit more. I think I played like 1 match Ace. I didn't play a lot, but it seems good on paper, right?
Schedule. Hold that thought.
I'd like to point out, this isn't just BMing. If I don't use all of my mana, Arena's going to keep asking me to do stuff. So by using all of my mana here, I get to just auto pass. In fact, I might go to the bathroom. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use all my mana. I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick, and y'all can enjoy. All right, have fun. I'll be right back. Oh, come on. Seriously? Seriously? Wow.
You need to move quickly.
Thanks, Magic Arena. Yeah, we really need an F6 in this application like we have on Magic Online. Holy crap. What are the odds they don't have a fog? 0%? Alright. Moving on up. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Look at this. We get to cut all of these terrible cards from our deck. Put in some meaningful ones. Do I want Contempt in this matchup? I definitely want the counter spells and the discard spells. Like, what am I trimming? Like, Seraph's not great, but like she attacks for 4. Like, I have to cut something, chat. Like, they're far more likely to stick an enchantment under. They're far more likely to get an enchantment in under my counter spells than anything else. Campaign runs them out of resources. Yeah, I guess maybe Teferi's just more important than Search, or like I could discard Search. Yeah, I can see trimming Doom Boy. I don't hate that. I really love all the salty dogs who just like hate the Nexus deck. Y'all need less sodium in your lives. Y'all need to play more post-board games. Y'all need more post-board games in your lives. Oh no! Alright, I'm gonna keep this, but I have to restart real quick. We're almost done too. I guess I need to do 2 restarts a day. Toma mare gato, Mr. Roboto, do 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 do. That's the 6-hour mark. We streamed 1 hour and 45 minutes of Magic Online this morning. We've been streaming Magic Arena. We've been live for 7 hours and 42 minutes. Yeah, the bonus stream was about 2 hours. Show me what you got. So, tell me what you got, what you really got. Oh, tell me what you got, what you really got. You got a Vine Mare. If you want to be the Vine Mare. Nice mana base. Alright. I guess I'll take this. They have the technology, chat. They have the technology. Your Vine Mats are coming for us. Listen, Magic players, don't you sit out there and act like you don't like listening to the Spice Girls. Come on now. Get off your Vine horse. Don't you give me that. So next turn we'll be able to shock in Godless Shrine and then campaign plus absorb. If they drew exactly Teferi this turn, we're in a lot of trouble. Alright, Fox News, I'm counting on you. Alright, well, we really want to draw a way to surveil here. Looking for an erasure or something along those lines. Yikes. Yikes. I'm traveling down that way in a few weeks. I'm going to stop at Portillo specifically because of you. What's the go-to, Jeff, order? Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I eat their veggie sandwich and their fries. Their fries are excellent. Cheese fries are great. Cheese fries and cake shake. Those are the fat American things to order at Portillo's. So they've got 7 lands in play here. Well, you pull in 2 different directions, Schuller. So, like, the Disinformation Campaigns want you to have Sabotage, but Hero wants you to have Absorb. What if we didn't? That draw was gas and a half for sure. Like, gives us some more pressure too. Like, this card's not taking cards out of their hand right now, but it's like draw a card, make a 1/1. Seems great. That is also gas and a half. Now, I'm from the middle of Illinois. I grew up in the Chicagoland area where Portillo's originated from, and now I live in central Illinois. What are your thoughts on your kids eating meat? I listen, if my kids will eat meat or anything else, I am super excited about it, okay? As a parent, I'm just happy when they consume calories that aren't potato chips or saltine crackers. I swear, my 5-year-old would sustain himself on saltine crackers alone if we allowed him to. It's like all he likes to eat. Yeah, we did hit him with the old Dispersal there, which felt pretty good. Yeah. See, chat, sideboard cards. That's how you take the Nexus deck and stuff them into a little box. You gotta get them sideboard cards. What would be the defining advantage of Esper Hero over the Nexus? I have no idea. That's why we're playing it. We're trying to figure out what's good and why it's good. I think I'm happy with how I've boarded. Thanks everybody for dropping in here today, by the way. Remember, if you enjoy my content, you like how I break down my plays and what we're doing, I'm here 5 days a week. I'm here Monday through Friday at a minimum. I stream starting about 9:30 a.m. with Magic Arena. I do a little bit of Magic Online before that usually, and I'm here till about 4 or 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, so I'll be live for another 45 minutes or so this afternoon. I change, if you enjoy standard best of 3, that's pretty much all we play. I change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours, so there's a lot of variety every day. Usually play somewhere between 5 and 6 standard decks an afternoon. How to differentiate winning because of good boarding versus winning because of getting to be on the play? Experience. Is this hand good enough? I think this hand's probably good enough. I get to cast all my spells. I have a little bit of disruption and Thought Erasure sprinkled in. When ranked best of 3 comes out, are you gonna play that? Yeah, almost certainly. Most of the decks that get submitted will probably play on best of 3 ranked. If something looks especially weird, I might wait a hot second and like not play it on ranked and play a couple unranked matches first, but generally we're gonna play most things on ranked. I haven't played a Mardu iteration of Hero, so actually that's not true. We played a Mardu aggro deck, but they were different than the cards you played, Bringer. It's hard to know how I feel about something without playing it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Keep the Absorb there. Mortify's just narrow because, Mortify's, what you said, Mortify's just narrow because sometimes they're not gonna have it, and, like, something's gotta give. Like, this hand's a great example of, like, these Vraska's Contempts are awkward, right? We're just, like, sitting here with these Vraska's Contempts and no pressure. Coon's got you there, bit.ly/Google gives you all the details on a submitted deck to be played. Hey, Until Za, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. Let's go ahead and go on a discovery here. The Grixis seems like an excellent card to have in the sideboard of their deck. Just like something that really can't be countered. I guess if we Thought Erasure it, it's pretty good for us, but outside of that, it seems quite excellent against us. The newest set seems awesome. Really enjoying my time spent playing it so far. It feels like we have all the great variety of the previous format, while also having better mana for some of the decks that were a little bit short in it. Well, I take Teferi instead of Grixis. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I messed up this Thought Erasure, and because I have double Contempt here, I should have taken the Grixis. I agree with that assessment. So far, I've taken one game in every match and thrown it into the garbage can, so if I was making less mistakes, I'd probably be better off. Yeah. Yeah, like, I guess I just do this. Yeah, I agree. Hats off to play design for sure. Hopefully standard stays great moving forward. Yeah, Mythics, Chase Mythics are really expensive week one. I only had one Contempt when I Erasured. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Grixis is just a further away threat than Teferi. They draw Nexus of Fate, seriously. Oh, Chemist Insight, sure. That makes sense. Just in case they have a seal away. We actually have in the deck queue on my website that's going to get played. I actually don't know how far it is. At some point in the future, there is a four color no green hero list that seems pretty sweet. This hand is a great example of why it's kind of awkward leaving something like Vraska's Contempt in your deck, even though Teferi is a pretty important part of their deck. Once a meme became a dream, now a Tempo Storm stream. What's going on, Hat Crab? Thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I think the upside of this card is I should have. Yeah, I'm just gonna move along. We're just like not beating this Grixis trigger. Let's get to another match or two. That was definitely bad on my part. Even though I only had the one Contempt at the time, I think I undervalued how good the Grixis was gonna be. It's definitely easier to draw an answer to the Teferi than it is to draw an answer to the Grixis, because like more Thought Erasures are basically the only answer we have to Grixis. Awkward, but a keep. Yay, tapped lands. A lot of extra mana at the end of their turn. I can just spam angel activations. That is correct. Awkward. You can find a deck list on the screen via the Stream Decker widget. You can also type !chat to get a direct link to the deck list. You can answer questions like that yourself. I always try and do my best to make the information that people want to know while we play Magic accessible. I'm gonna lean on Hero here so I can start churning out tokens. No, I don't think Unmoored Ego is very good against the Nexus deck. So, while Unmoored Ego is good against the Nexus deck in Game 1, good Nexus of Fate players are going to have their deck constructed in a way where Unmoored Ego doesn't beat them in the post-board game. And if Unmoored Ego doesn't stop your opponent from winning the game flat out, it's generally not worth playing. Unmoored Ego is pretty much a trap card in Standard. That's a card that was designed with Modern in mind. Also, Nexus of Fate isn't super popular, especially in Best of 1, or Best of 3. So, have to take Golgari Finebroker, because if I don't take Finebroker, whatever I... excuse me, don't take the Finebroker, we'll just get back. On the stack, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. Bell-Haunt seems sweet. I think I've liked Bell-Haunt a lot. I think if you... I don't think Thief fits better on our curve. If you actually like look at our curve and like look at the mana cost of things that we have, I think the idea that Bell-Haunt, that the other card fits better on curve is untrue. The other thing is that, what's the word? I'm failing to build the words. Oh, so I agree with you that Thief is better against the mid-range and control decks we've been playing against so far, but Bell-Haunt is much better against aggressive decks in the format, and there are aggressive decks in this format. Wow, that was just a giant wet fart. That was, alright. That's an interesting soundbite you have there, Wizards of the Coast. The Simic noises are kinda gross. They are kinda gross. I think I'm gonna just take this Thought Erasure and then take their Vivian here. Like, give them one more turn with this. Doesn't trample, right? Oh, it creates an Ooze token, though. Yikes. Maybe I'm supposed to kill that right away. This card's pretty sweet. So I just double up on these. And then they're going to make another Ooze. That costs triple green. I'm going to go to 2 here. I'm going to draw land, Mortify, Biogenic, Discovery, make 2 tokens. So that seems fine. The Memorial to Folly is very good for them here. Disinformation Campaign. I don't think either of these are very good, right? Because next turn they're gonna like play this elf and then hold up a memorial activation. I think I'm just bidding both of those. Yeah, we can't play Bell-Haunt for a couple of reasons, right? The fact that I can't shock this land into play feels real bad. We need to hit untap black so we can Bell-Haunt next turn. Bell-Haunt would let us eat this and survive a hit from this, which would be ideal. Yikes. I've actually gone through and looked for RNA cards for that deck already, and I really don't like any of the options. Probably Kaya's Wrath matchup. To clean the board up. I don't think I want Absorb in this matchup. Like, you saw how it was kind of awkward, just like rotted in my hand there. Just like, it's difficult to leave up 3 mana for it. Disdainful Stroke's probably fine. Lyra's pretty mediocre because she just dies to Vivian as well as their spot removal. Yeah, cast down. Oh, you want to bring in the extra cast down? Maybe. How many multicolored cards does this leave me? I need to trim. This is 23, which is probably okay. I need 2 cuts. I'm not sure my campaign, because like it was awkward that last game. It's gonna get awkward spots like that because their hand gets empty. Yeah, I think 2 cast downs is fine. Actually, the question is Mortify and cast down the same text box? We could just cut Doom Boys. I guess Doom Boy is pretty bad for the same reason that that what's it called is bad. Lyra, right? She just dies. I don't look at decks while I'm streaming. There's just too much going on. Hard to keep up with playing and interacting with chat if I'm taking a break to click on links too. Cast Down doesn't kill Vanafear. That's a good catch. They are playing a Vanafear deck. That's very true. It seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. If I draw my third land naturally on turn 2, I'm going to hold the Discovery for post-campaign. But if I don't draw my third land on 2, I'm going to Discovery to try and guarantee setting up the campaign for turn 3. Mercy, what do you think this is? What's my opinion on the enchantment that untaps lands? It seems mediocre. People are all like losing their minds over this Wilderness Reclamation card, and like I have yet to play a match against it and go, oh, this card's busted. I think a lot of the people that are upset about Wilderness Reclamation are probably playing Best of One where you don't have good sideboard answers. A lot of the cards that are good against decks that play cards like Wilderness Reclamation aren't good Game 1 cards, which makes decks like that more obnoxious on the ladder. Not interested in trading these here. I don't know if Twitch is having issues today. I'm looking at myself here. Maybe my audio is decent because I can't hear my audio matching up. But like my camera's definitely not delayed. I'm not sure why my audio would randomly start to delay today of all days though. On today of all days. What's going on, J Robes? Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. It could be on Twitch's end. Game audio is fine. If the game audio is fine and my voice audio is on, it's probably on my end. I'll also take a look at it after. Not something I can check midstream. One Twitch baby, please. Thank you, Rod, for the 9 months. Welcome back. Yeah, the Ooze was really impressive last game. And that's one of the things like I look for when I'm playing, when I'm like testing early in a format. I'm not trying to test specific decks so much as I'm trying to look at specific strategies and think like, was this strategy good? Which cards were good, etc. Favorite deck from today? Probably Bant Walls. The Walls deck was really sweet. Alright, so I probably just Discovery, stop it. I probably just Discovery and pick up and recampaign here, right? Just like get some blockers. I think I'm down for both of these. I think Ooze will be viable in a tier 1 deck. I have no idea. If I could see the future, I wouldn't waste it on a children's card game. I don't know. It's probably fine, Renflex. But, like, people are, like, losing their mind talking about banning this card that doesn't seems like okay at best. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 7 here. Their deck doesn't have any reach in it, so this seems fine. So yeah, so now I get to go. They basically have nothing at this point. So I get to play this. I get to Vraska's Contempt, the Prime Speaker. I get to cast down this Jade Light Ranger. Another thing for boarding is that Mortify also triggers our heroes over cast down. Yeah, but the resource efficiency is also a very real thing too, right? Like that turn I wouldn't have been able to cast Mortify and Vraska's Contempt. I think resource efficiency is a real consideration. I'm actually going to go ahead and Dispersal here, so that way they don't draw a card from this Midnight Reaper dying. And then I can cast down the Wild Growth Walker and start attacking. Let's just put this into place. We can start attacking. Well, I don't have the option to replace all my cast downs with Mortifies, Jake. So there's only one Mortify in my sideboard right now. We have a mix of the two. Yeah, the Seraph of the Scales animation is definitely my pick for favorite animation in this set. It's really good. There's a lot of good animation in this set, but this is definitely my pick for my favorite. Watch out for finality. How do I do that? What does watching out for finality mean in a practical sense? In what way do I play or change what I'm doing to watch out for finality? The worm animation's a close second for me. I do appreciate what Ravager Worm is doing. I do think I want the extra Mortify, just because killing Prime Speaker is, like, real good. Oh, I have both in my deck. Oh, yeah, I ended up cutting Doom Whisperer. I actually don't have Mortifies in my board. Yeah, we ended up cutting Doom Boy, right? I forgot about that. This seems fine. How come I kept that flyer, but I didn't want Lyra and Doom Whisperer? That's a good question. So, Seraph of the Scales is better against Vivian because she leaves behind bodies when she dies. So if I have the 4-3 Seraph in play and my opponent plays Vivian and shoots my 4-3, I get 2 1/1 flyers left over that then get to kill Vivian. Whereas like Doom Whisperer and Lyra leave nothing behind and just die. I agree. I think the more I think about it and the more I see people complain, I think Best of 1 should have a separate ban list from Best of 3 standard. Because there's going to be strategies that are like, strategies and cards that are perfectly good in best of 3 that are going to be too good or oppressive in Best of 1. Give me your thoughts. Just have to take Fine Broker again, because if I don't take Fine Broker, whatever I take is going to get got back by that. There's so many neat decks in this format. I'm really looking forward to the 3-color hero build later. I think I'm gonna bin the extra discovery. Am I? Nah, I'm gonna keep the discovery. Let's do it. Let's go Seraph over the next 2 turns. Blue-black discard. You should register more basic mountains if you think blue-black discard is oppressive. Blue-black discard, like, feels bad to play against if you're a mid-range deck, but it's nowhere near oppressive. It's not, it's borderline bad, actually.
You should leave.
I think this card's excellent. I think this card's, like, very similar to, like, a Lingering Souls-esque effect, which is a very powerful card. Card saw plenty of play in Standard. I think Seraph's just good in general. If you're playing anything like mid-range or controlling, a blue-black discard-based deck tends to beat you up, but... Sure. Also, like, 10 out of 10 animation. That is correct. I wonder if we're going to shoot one of these tokens with Vraska.
I haven't forgotten how to destroy things.
Okay, Hero looking potentially very good next turn. Let's play this out. Next turn we'll get to go Hero, Discovery, hopefully. Sure.
Everyone is expendable, except me.
Huh. Yeah. In. Hey, Eyeball Head, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, that one. Bye, Felicia. Alright, if they don't get to Harpooner this turn, we could be in an okay spot. So they either need to draw a land or Jade Light into an untapped land. So if they brick on a land here, we get to kill their Vraska, which would be good. They're also missing blue mana here, which is great for us. Rats. So now they get to fight one of my tokens and then have a blocker because this Harpooner has reach. It's a pretty easy block here, I think. Well, 18. I think I'm supposed to double up here. As this is going to 3, I'm not quite wide enough to go through it.
An unfortunate casualty.
I wonder if they'll actually draw a card here or not. I'm hoping to draw a removal spell off the Disinformation Campaign here. So I can kill the Harpooner and then pressure the Vraska. Sweet. Sweet. I guess if I wouldn't have double blocked the Chupacabra, I could kill the Vraska this combat step. So because I didn't block, because I blocked the Chupacabra, I now can't kill the Vraska when I drew the removal spell here. I think we're still a little bit ahead at this current situation, but I'd be further ahead if I would have taken the Vraska off the table. Them drawing an extra card here means that we're likely to get to take a card with Disinformation Campaign again next turn, which is sweet. Yeah, Hero is really good. Card's been super impressive today. I want to kill their Planeswalker here. Do I want this? I think I don't, actually. They don't have mana to cast Finality here, which is great. I think they're already through one of them, right?
I was getting bored anyway.
They need a land plus a Finality to get back in at this point. If we draw a way to Surveil, we're gonna run away with the game pretty quickly. That's also pretty reasonable. Oh, I could have hit them for 2 for free, right? Yeah, you're right. Thank you for pointing that out. So I could have attacked the hero into them, so I would have either had to take 2 or leave my token around. Oh, that's a good one. Commented how you pushed 10k viewers recently. Yeah, I was on the front page of Twitch for 2 hours Monday morning. So now I'm gonna just attack with everything, right? Maybe not these, maybe not those. Is it worth trading one of these for 2? Yeah, I'm gonna attack. Let's do that. So they can pick Find Broker back up, which picks Chupacabra back up, I guess. Evening Devourer. Is reasonable just run 12 Shock Lands and 12 Dominaria Lands with your deck? It is to a degree. You probably want at least a couple of basics for things like Field of Rune and Assassin's Trophy, though. Yeah, Seraph just, like, still clocking it in the air, like, hey, what's up? If we find one of our Surveil mechanics, we'll be able to... Wow, that was a good draw. I guess it's only 2 cards. Awkward. Settle also warrants basics, yep. I could gain a lot of life, you're not wrong. I don't know if this is actually a Kaya's Wrath deck. I feel like this deck is probably just better off having spot removal in it. I don't know, like you had 2 of these in the main and you had more in the sideboard. I don't know if I like this card in this deck. I mean, am I wrathing at this point? Is that what's happening here? Do I wait for them to play one more thing out? I think I probably wait for them to play one more thing, right? They're gonna play some more stuff here. It's not quite resource efficient, but I also don't have a ton of spells to be using my resources on either. Yeah, I'm hoping they play the Find Broker. That's basically what it comes down to. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, they can pick the Grixis back up and snowball more. Why would Deputy of Detention be good in this deck? What is it doing? What problem is it solving? These things have trample, and I'm gonna gain a life from blocking, just like I'd gain a life from Kaya's Wrathing. And like blocking for chump blocking, blocking for just a chump block there kind of sends the message, hey, I'm gonna be sweeping the board. Like screams it from the rooftops. How does no block give away the sweeper, Matt Wood? Blocking gives away the sweeper because it throws away the creature. It's very, very, very completely disagree. This gains me less life, but it pushes damage on them, so I think it's worth it. Sure, but like the sweeper has to happen this turn, so I'm not giving anything up by giving away the sweeper. How does not blocking make it look? It doesn't, that's not how it works, chat. Blocking makes it look like you're giving up, you're gonna have a sweeper, because blocking is trading a creature for 1 point of life. So, blocking telegraphs the sweeper because it's trading in a body that's otherwise useful for literally 1 point of health. Yeah, blocking the Trampler with the 1/1 telegraphs the sweeper. Not blocking doesn't. This game is called Magic the Gathering Arena, and you can find it as a free download on Wizards website. Just Google search Magic Arena. That's interesting. So they must have another Grixis here to jam right like that, right? Probably dead. I'm gonna play this land out just because I have a bunch of campaigns here. We find a Surveil card next turn or like pick all these up and trigger Hero a bunch, we might be okay. No, it was a Grixis they picked up with Golgari Find Broker. get to just loop Finebroker here. Alright, here's open for a Thought Erasure or a Discovery. Is that when we can get these campaigns going? Yikes. Alright, let's try one more before we wrap things up for today. I'm gonna leave the Wraths in the sideboard for one more match. Maybe they're okay against aggro, but I'm not gonna board them in against their mid-range deck again. That was pretty awkward. We've not played any Blue-Green Elves on stream. Seramus Jackson, thank you very much for the brand new sub. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people you can ship that Twitch Prime to every month. Thanks for spending it here. Easy mulligan. That hand's fine. Like, not amazing, but fine. If they're an aggressive deck, we always be in a little bit of trouble. I'll keep the removal spell on top in case we need to interact with the creature. Since I already have my third lane guaranteed, I'm probably going to put my land into play tapped rather than Discovery on 2. So that way I can Discovery to pick the Disinformation Campaign back up afterwards. That's an interesting thought, K9. There's actually Cries in the sideboard, but I think you're right that Golden Demise just makes a whole heck of a lot more sense in this deck than that does. Because we can readily trigger the City's Blessing in this archetype. Thinking about Drakes with Terramander, I think it sounds interesting, but it's not something I've played yet. So next turn, I'll probably go Hero into Discovery. Get some tokens going, pick the Disinformation Campaign back up. I think I'm just down for both of these, huh? I'm not gonna get to double spell anytime soon, but I think both those spells are like pretty reasonable, especially with the hero in play. Other than have turn 3 Tron, I would recommend mulliganing aggressively. It's the best piece of advice you can give for Tron. Tron's one of those you didn't have to mulligan, you got to mulligan type decks.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
What's going on, Laughing Man? Welcome to Hooglandia. People, there are plenty of other Twitch chats where people get to fire off all the hacked, half-baked thoughts that they want. This is not one of them. Or wait until they are tested. Well, I have a full playset here on Magic Arena. I pretty much put in all the money to get all of the cards because what I do here on stream every day is we play like a half a dozen different decks almost every day, so I need a full set. That being said, in paper, I don't really own paper Magic cards. Yeah, bake the whole thought, exactly.
Balance comes.
So, gonna Mortify this in response to their Explorer creature here so they don't gain life. We played any Abzan lists? I don't think we have, actually. It's not a color combination we've played since the new set released. We have an Abzan Knights list, I think, in the queue at some point. They're leaving backup Vivian on top. Okay. This is a little bit awkward for us because their Branchwalker here is also going to be a 3-2, which means my tokens can't really attack profitably in. Hopefully I draw a land next turn so I can go Disinformation Campaign plus Mortify the Jade Light Ranger. Yeah, a playable Planeswalker would be really nice for this archetype, I agree. We played any Orzhov decks? Yeah, we played Black-White Angels. It was really awesome. Really a pretty big fan of that one. Any reason this deck doesn't play Honor Guard? I don't know, actually. Honor Guard's probably a pretty good addition if the green-black matchup seems like it's hard. We did get done saying earlier that, like, if your deck makes white mana in this format and Honor Guard doesn't affect you, you should probably play it. I guess Honor Guard does impact our 3/4, so it would shut off that. Oh, Ooze. We've not played an Ooze deck yet, although there's definitely one of those in the queue. Again, remember, if you make a card suggestion and you got timed out for it, be familiar with the stream rules.
You can't stop nature.
Yeah, I think consume's a good point kept. And like Captain Mal, I'd like to point out Mal's comment there as a great example of how to execute a well thought out card suggestion. They mention specifically what it's there for and then recommend other things that we could potentially trim for it to fit that card in. Because remember, there are infinite combinations of cards that you can fit into any given deck in Magic. It's the ones that solve problems that your deck has that are meaningful for adding. Have a good one, Radical. I'm gonna go ahead and Mortify one of these, and I think run the no blocks because I want a bunch of tokens left over to attack down Vivian Reed, because she is sitting here at 8, and I don't want her to ultimate. I guess if my opponent has a finality this turn, this ultimate's on me. How do we beat Carnage Tyrant? By going wide. Seraph of the Scales also can gain Death Touch and then block it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Probably means I'm dead. No, Absorb has synergy with... So Absorb has synergy with Hero, but Sabotage has synergy with Disinformation Campaign. So there's a little bit of give and take there. Hey, Captain Mal, thanks for the brand new sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, I don't think I have the tools to beat this ultimate. Hey, JMP, thanks for the tip. Hoping to start a bump change to get the Ooze deck bumped. What's going on? Sounds good. Yeah, the black-green matchup definitely seems not fantastic. And I don't know, like I'm looking at the cards I have in my sideboard here, and I don't really feel like I have a lot of great ones to bring into this matchup. Like, I think Cast Down and Disdainful Stroke are fine, and maybe Absorbs the trim. It's that formula in the games is literally in the stream rules that you have to click past before you can type in my chat. People just ignore it. I could put it in giant flashing neon letters over the top of the stream and people would still miss it. I really like Seraph in general. I think Seraph not only works... I think Seraph is just a flexible card in almost every archetype. I think it's a fine curve topper for aggro, but I think it's also really good in mid-range and control decks because its Death Touch allows it to trade with things like Carnage Tyrant, while leaving behind Spirit Token means you can trade it in combat and still get some value out of it, while Vigilance also lets it apply pressure while providing defense at the same time. Yeah, you can find the chat rules right here on my website as well. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. I've seen a few different Captive Audience control decks. There's actually a Captive Audience Shun deck in my queue that we're going to get to at some point as well. I need a hero. Yeah, I agree. I agree that Absorb seems mediocre. I feel like this is gonna be the last match that we're playing here with this deck today, so we'll talk a little bit about some of the changes that we could potentially make. Well, that hand doesn't do anything for a long while. We'll take their finality. I will leave the land on top. Next turn, we'll get to go Hero into Discovery. It'll be great. What are viable finishers for Esper decks besides Teferi? Seraph of the Scale is probably a viable finisher. Card's real good. Keep the Contempt since they have a Vivian. Get aggressive here. Yeah, I agree, Extras. The discard package feels really good. I think just a small number of counterspells out of the sideboard for like the combo or control deck seems reasonable. Just like probably get rid of all the counterspells in the main deck. Seraph has performed really well like she always does, so. Warrant Warden is interesting. It's a card that triggers Hero, but it's also just like generally reasonable. The Angry Birds deck this morning was really sweet, G-Goat. It felt like it added an interesting angle of attack to the Phoenix decks. What do you think of the Teamer Vanifree deck? Plays Wild Growth Walker / Explore. Well, there really isn't a prevalent of mono red in best of 3. I know like all you folks who play a bunch of best of 1 are like experiencing the mono red Armageddon, but the rest of us who play best of 3, like, it's really not that big of a deal. Do you still offer the requested timeout with viewers? Of course. Timeouts are always free here. Depose Deploy would be stronger than Warrant Warden. Maybe. I guess the gain health aspect of the deploy half of that card's probably really sweet, huh? Let's submit this and then take a look at what we can do here. Yeah, Depose Deploy could be sweet. I agree. I really hadn't thought about the fact that like the health gain half of it could be really good. And like with Seraph of the Scales also being an evasive threat, that seems very reasonable. Esper Amulet's a good time for sure. Shimmer felt like a reasonable addition to that deck. Yikes. Bell-Haunt's been okay. I don't think it's anything to write home about, but it's been like reasonable. Honestly, I might split when we push changes around here. Depose Deploy, and I kind of want another Seraph is going to add more 4-drops. I might move 2 of the Bell-Haunts to the sideboard, I think. Just like have them there for the aggressive matchups. Sad. Although Bell-Haunt's going to be pretty good on this board. Is this deck a donation or a build around? This deck was a donation deck list. This is not a build around. However, I would consider playing again for another donation. It's definitely a reasonable archetype with the many that we have in this format. Pretty much everything that we play on stream are viewer submitted builds. And that sounds pretty similar to what we're doing here, Relocate. Just like a mid-range deck that's like good value cards in it. I've only got 4 power in play here, so it's a good mix of removal. We might end up being okay. Hopefully we draw a land here. Perfect. So now I get to campaign them and then erasure them. There is a Lich's Mastery gate deck, but not the other gate deck that people have been working on. Would you look at that? I'm gonna bin that. Pick this back up. So they're running on nothing here at this point. So next turn I get to Contempt the Midnight Reaper. That's gross. We're hoping they just like sit here and draw like lands or 3 mana spells, or 5 mana spells, sorry. I don't know if green black decks are a problem, Ralph. I just genuinely have no idea. What kind of music do I like? A lot of bit of everything. A lot of pop punk style stuff. If you want to listen to my workout station, here's my Pandora. They draw fine finality. Perfect. Did draw fine fidelity. I love how they give it away when they like look at their graveyard. You're like, well. I'm gonna run the no blocks here. So I get to go ahead and mortify the Midnight Reaper here. And then this lets them draw a card. Then I can Thought Erasure it in case they have a spell. Pick this Disinformation Campaign up. They draw Vraska's Contempt. God, that's brutal. Woof. Oh, that's a good one to have on top. I'm gonna hold on to this because there's already a card on top of my deck that I want. And I want... Man, woof. I assume this is going away. Wow, they kept another Wild Growth Walker? Really? That seems like a loose keep. I think we're actually ahead at the moment. It feels... What's currently going on feels bad, but... I think it's fine. I think it's all gonna be okay, okay? I'm gonna hold on to this discovery so the Disinformation Campaign can get picked back up. Yeah, like they've drawn pretty well here and we're still in a pretty decent spot. So I get to like mortify this, chump block this with a token. Sure, I could have, everybody's saying I could have dispersal it. You're being super flipping results based. I'd much rather letting them draw a card and then having this left over to trigger this is much better in literally every situation other than when they draw Vraska's Contempt. Like, even if they draw a regular spot removal spell, I still get left over with 2 angels. So, I don't think anybody would have suggested dispersaling there if I would have not gotten Vraska's Contempted. The chance of them drawing, was it their 3rd Contempt? Yeah, it was their 3rd Contempt. Even not knowing they didn't, even if they had played 0 Contempts, I think it's right to do what I did. But the fact that they had drawn 3 of them makes it very correct. I think I'm actually gonna hold. Am I? No, I'm gonna play a discovery. I was thinking about holding it. Holding it might be good if they have Carnage Tyrant, but like Doom Whisperer blocks Carnage Tyrant. I'm about to make a lot of tokens here, so. I feel like Disdainful Stroke locks up basically everything other than Carnage Tyrant for us, so all of their scary cards get stopped by this. This has been a sweet game, good back and forth. I mean, do I even really care about Jade Light? I'm not sure that I do. Okay, I have Mortify to cover this Wild Growth Walker if they play Jade Light. They draw Fine Finality, I guess it doesn't cover that. Oh, just sweet. Alright, show me, do you have a preference on where I bury you, opponent? Is there a particular spot in this game where you'd like to be buried? Yeah, it's gonna be the last match we play with this. We've been playing this deck for the last hour and a half, hour 45 or so. So it'll go up on my YouTube channel and be published later tonight. And before we go, we're gonna talk about things I liked, things I didn't like, and how I might change some of those things I didn't like. Wow, we just left a random 1-2 on top. Sure. Super excited to play my 6-6. This is my 6-6. Have fun. I guess I should technically campaign first here because I could draw a better card. Because I don't need to hold this up. Yeah, this is the last deck of the day. I've been running super late. In fact, I was originally only gonna do the 8 hours I have scheduled today, and now we're almost at 9, so I need to get back into a schedule. Kind of gone off the rails with how sweet this new standard format's been. Been playing a ton. Mental note: don't activate Doom Whisperer. They have Seeker Squire on top of their deck. Because they left Seeker Squires on top, I went ahead and tapped out for this. That's brutal. That's really, really good. Maybe they'll go for Finality. I don't think so. I guess it kills my hero and, like, leaves these at parity. Actually, I should attack with this so Finality looks lethal. That's totally what I should do. Because if I attack this with this, Finality technically kills me. And this could very easily look like an easy mistake to make, right? Like, oops, I died to Finality. Yeah, and Stroke counters Finality, and Finality's lethal, so they might jam for it. And, like, this is the only counter in the game that, like, counters Finality but doesn't counter Find. Sure, but if I'm telegraphing a counter, most counters counter either half. It doesn't give it away, chat. Most counters counter either half. And, like, even if I don't attack, what am I doing? What does holding the Doom Whisperer back actually do? Like, they could play around Disdainful Stroke here. Like, good for them. Yeah, and if they find we're in the same spot except I haven't attacked. That's true. Spell Pierce technically gets them here too. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. As if you're ever a parent someday, you'll understand. I'm not mad, I'm just firm. Oh, geez, now this Bell-Haunt, and the Bell-Haunt takes this now? That's so good for me. This worked out just fine. Right at the tail end, Jerry. We're about to, when this game's done, we're gonna do a wrap-up and call it a day. What's my favorite deck? Probably the Defender's deck, but it's definitely close. The same rules apply to my opponent's plays that apply to mine. If you want to say my opponent made a mistake, you darn well better say why it was a mistake. And now I get to surveil and pick these things up. What's my favorite mid-range deck? My favorite mid-range deck? Oh, we found some candy, chat. All right, this game should be a lock. Triggers. My favorite mid-range deck is either Bant Flash or Black White Angels, both of which you can find on my website. I don't even think it's risky to use the Doom Whisperer. I think it's just right. If I play this, what's the worst thing that could happen? If I play this, what's the worst thing that could happen? Finality or Vivian? Let's not get Finality, and I'm gonna pass. Yep. We actually don't even care about that, right? Yeah, we could technically dispersal it, but we don't even care, right? So if I attack like this, I have plenty of blockers. Let's just put them down on board. Was Dispersal plus Contempt lethal? If I did that, I'd have had... Yeah, it's actually exactly lethal, right? This is 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I guess this leaves me dead to Doomblade. If they have a removal spell for Bell-Haunt here, I'd die. Alright, sweet, we got there. So missed lethal, but there's no justice, so... It definitely could have killed in the previous turn with Dispersal plus Contempt. That was good to point out. All right, let's wrap up. So, Absorb was poop. I'm really not into what this card was doing. Hero was great. The core idea of what this deck is doing is really sweet. Seraph of the Scales was just like real good again and again and again. I think I'd go up to 4 of her. What are other cards in the sideboard? Oh, someone had Depose. Depose Deploy is a suggestion. Sounds real good. I think this card sounds fantastically sweet in this deck. The tap effect is relevant. The life gain health while making Thopter seems super relevant. Like if you deploy while you have Hero in play, you gain a minimum of 5 life, right? Or 4 life, right? 2 Thopters, a token, and a hero. I think the Bell-Haunts are fine for aggro, but I'm not sure that I want all of them. And the Kaya's Wrath were super awkward out of the board. I think probably do something like this seems fine. 3 Duress, 2 to Stroke, 2 Negate. But something like this I think would probably be the direction I'd take this. Dovin and Thief. I don't know that I love Dovin. Thief could be interesting. If you want to hedge control and you want to hedge other green-black decks, that could be very reasonable. I think I'd probably just do something like this. I don't know that we have enough must-answer threats to make Thief worth playing. Cry could be better as Golden Demise. I don't know, like, the comment about Judith being relevant is real, right? And, like, Cry doesn't kill any of these threats out of us, so it might be fine. While it does kill our hero, we're not always going to have hero in play. At any rate, that's going to be it for today, folks. I'll catch all y'all around later. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be live a little bit before 8 a.m. with another Modern League on Magic Online, and then I'll be starting with more Standard on Arena about 9:30. So thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I'll catch all y'all around later. Remember, if you're looking for some more content from myself, you can head on over to my website and my YouTube channel. Everything that we streamed today will be available on my YouTube channel later this evening, and hopefully I'll catch all y'all around tomorrow. So everybody have a good one. Looks like day 9 is on, so let's send y'all over his way.